Hello and welcome to DaveTake Finance. In today's video, we would be learning about portfolio management. I would try to cover the aspects like meaning and objective of portfolio management, types and process of portfolio management. So it becomes important if you are an investor, if you are going to opt for portfolio management service, or even if you are a student who is interested in finance management, this topic would be really helpful in your education as well. So do hit the like button if you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. So let's start with this. So starting with the meaning of portfolio management, it is the process of managing investments with the help of right tool and strategy to generate optimum return, downsizing risk within a given time horizon. So now let me explain this whole meaning to you. What you need to consider over here is, okay, so starting from portfolio, your combination of investment is known as portfolio. So being an investor, you may have investment in equities, that is share or stock. You may have investment in debt instruments. You may have investment in real estate or gold or silver. So there are different asset classes where you may have invested as an investor, and that together will be called as portfolio, because that is your combination of investments and you need to keep a track of all your investments because you are having certain investment goal. You want to achieve certain investment return percentage. Now, this financial goal which you are having in mind, it could be of buying a new house, it could be of going to vacation, it could be just capital appreciation or investing in your own business. So there could be n number of financial goals which you can have, and it could be within different time horizons. So we can say within 3 years, after 5 years, after 10 years, you have certain time period as well. So within this time period, you are thinking of getting certain investment return percentage. So how to optimize that maximum return, downsizing risk. So downsizing risk means we always try to mitigate the risk because it is your hard-earned money as an investor, and you don't want to incur a huge amount of loss that could affect your finances. So mostly the main purpose is to mitigate the risk and try to optimize, or we can say maximize, the return percentage within a given time period for your investment goal, to achieve your investment goal. So that is the basic purpose, or we can say the basic meaning of portfolio management. Managing the whole investment in such a manner so that your return percentage, you get your return percentage, you achieve your financial goal, and that too within the given time frame. So this is the whole meaning. Now you can get this portfolio management service from any bank or financial company who is providing this service. And for this, what happens is that there is a portfolio manager who is a person having knowledge in this particular field, in this particular investment field. So he would try to understand your investment need. He would do what is called client profiling. So he would try to understand how much risk you are capable of taking, what is the given time frame of your investment, how much amount you want to invest, what is your investment goal or investment purpose. After understanding your whole investment need, he would suggest you a suitable portfolio, we can say a suitable investment mix. Now that is to maintain the risk and return balance and to achieve your financial goals. So that is a work of portfolio manager if you try to get this portfolio management service. Now, who generally goes for this service? So these are the high net worth individuals who have lot of money spread across different investment avenues. So they are not having so much of time to look at all their investment, to keep a track of all their investment. So they generally go for this service, this portfolio management service, so that their investment can be managed in a better way and they can constantly get better returns. But when we are talking as an individual, you are not having a lot of money invested, but you are having a couple of asset classes where you have invested. For example, you have invested in shares, mutual funds, or fixed deposits, or certain amount in gold or silver. That too is your portfolio. So if you know about it, you can by yourself decide what is your objective and how you can achieve, and you can yourself give some time and try to make your investment better. That's why the main objective is to learn about portfolio management. Now, as we talk about objectives of portfolio management, so even if we are getting this portfolio management service, even if you are acting as portfolio manager in certain financial company, you need to keep all these points in mind. So first is capital appreciation, which is the major objective of many people who would come to you to get the portfolio management service. The major objective would be to appreciate their capital. So to make what you have invested, to maximize that return and to get capital appreciation. Second is to achieve financial goals, because everyone, all the clients, all the investors would be having certain financial goal. They would be having certain investment goals within a given time period, which we talked about. So investment goals should be kept in mind. If your client, being a portfolio management, if your client is saying that within 5 years I want to buy a house, and for that I want this much of return percentage, so you have to construct a portfolio that would help him achieve his financial goal, and you have to say all that would matter related to it. So investment goal becomes important. Portfolio efficiency. So you need to understand the market condition. Market is not always same. It goes through recession, it goes through growth phase, it goes through inflation phase. So at which cyclical phase of market, which investment avenue will be suitable? So we know that there are many asset classes. There are equities, there are debt, real estate, there are commodities, there are metals. So for examples, during recession times, the metals and commodities, they work well, while when there is growth phase, share market, mutual funds, these investment avenues works better in a growth phase. So portfolio efficiency comes when there is a good appropriate understanding of market condition and investing in that particular way. Risk mitigation, as always, investors want to mitigate the risk. They want lesser and lesser risk, but a good return. But certain times, if there is higher expectation of return, there is compulsion of taking risk, because we are investing in shares of companies. So there is higher risk, but how to handle that so that it does not affect a lot to the investor? So risk mitigation again becomes important. Asset allocation, I already mentioned there are different asset classes. So choosing appropriately which asset class to invest and to diversify. Now diversification is important, but over diversification should not be there. So over diversification means you have invested a lot in different asset classes. That too will not be good. So there should be a proper diversification among different asset classes, keeping in mind the appropriate return percentage. So asset allocation again becomes important for a portfolio manager, understanding the client's need and the investment objective. Liquidity, because anytime maybe that you want your funds to be invested in something, you want to get out of the market. So liquidity again, it's some of the objectives of investors. They try to ask that even if they are investing in certain for certain financial goal, but they want the liquidity to be maintained. Diversification, we talked about. Tax planning also. So there are certain asset classes which provide tax benefits, so that too could be considered. So these are some of the objectives related to portfolio management for a good portfolio to be handled in a certain way. Now let's talk about types of portfolio management. So first is active portfolio management. Here the manager aims at generating better returns than the market. Now, as you can get from the name, active portfolio management. So portfolio manager would be charging higher fees for this kind of management, and also they would try to actively participate in analyzing your stock in your portfolio mixing, in advising you a good portfolio mix. So they spend a lot of time actively to analyze the market opportunity, to make the right move, and generally they would be preferring purchasing the stock when they are undervalued. and selling them when they are overvalued. So this is the main strategy which they apply. So they would be constantly keeping an eye on the market, and whenever there are certain good stocks which gets in an undervalued phase, they would try to purchase more and more, and when the price would increase, they would sell that, so that maximum return could be earned through this way. So active portfolio manager, they would be trying to analyze the market. They would be using certain tools and strategies to let you provide with the higher return percentage and to make you achieve your financial goals. So they would be considering the whole share market, the whole conditions, the different investment avenues. They would be actively keeping an eye on all the investment avenues and trying to make the best optimum what we can say optimum result out of your portfolio investment. Now the opposite is passive portfolio management. Here the portfolio manager believes that the market act in a certain way which is quite efficient. So he believes in the efficient market theory, which means that whatever the share price is currently going on, that is truly correct price which is decided by the market. And thus these managers, they generally tend to invest in the index fund, and they believe that with the growth in the index, whatever your investment objective is, that too will also be achieved when you would be investing in such a fund that would be following the index. So these are passive portfolio managers which do not actively participate in analyzing the market or doing mixing and rebalancing of your portfolio. They generally try to invest in index fund, or they generally try to follow the index so that you get consistent return in longer period of time. Third way is discretionary portfolio management. So discretionary portfolio managers are those who are provided with the authority to take decisions. So you as an investor, when you give the decision making power to the portfolio manager, you say that this is your particular investment objective. This is the particular time frame where you want this investment objective to be achieved. This is your expected return percentage from your investment, your amount, everything you tell to that portfolio manager, and then you say that it is up to his discretion how to manage this portfolio and how to make you achieve the financial goal which you want. So that is what we say discretionary portfolio management. Based on client profiling, the portfolio managers will decide the most suitable portfolio mix matching with your investment goal, with your risk appetite. Now, non-discretionary management is again opposite of discretionary management. So, non-discretionary management, under this, the portfolio managers acts more as financial counselor. So, what they would do, they would advise you on certain investment. They would advise you on certain shares, certain debts to be invested in. But again, the final decision would be in the hand of investors. So, investors would decide whether to accept or to reject that particular advice. So that is referred as non-discretionary portfolio management. Okay, so at last, let's talk about the process of portfolio management, how a portfolio manager goes about it, managing the whole combination of stocks and investments, mutual funds, all your amount invested in. So first of all, they keep in mind the investment objective. What we talked about, that investment objective or financial goal is very important, because whenever you are investing in market, you are having something in mind, some certain goal to be achieved. It may be about capital appreciation, it may be about certain down the time period line, you want certain things to happen. It may be that you want a good return percentage over a given time horizon. So there could be different investment objective. It could also be your financial goal. As I mentioned, it could be children's education, it could be a vacation, it could be your investment in business, it could be for purchasing your new house. So there could be different financial goals, different investment objectives. So first thing any portfolio manager does is understanding his clients, or what we say investors' investment objective. Second would be client profiling. Okay, so portfolio manager get to know what's your objective, but he would try to analyze whether you are suitable to achieve that particular objective at your level, because he would try to analyze various phases like your income, your income, how much your income is, how much your together family income is, what is your risk taking capacity, then for how many years you want to invest, what is your amount of investment. All these things comes under client profiling. So after the client profiling, the portfolio managers could decide how to align investment objective with the client behavior, with the client profile. Third one comes the estimation of market. So we talked about market estimation, how it is important. Market goes through different phases like inflation, recession. There could be certain unexpected circumstances. So how to estimate the market and take use of opportunity which there is presented in the market at the time of lows. So their estimating market becomes important. Then comes asset allocation. So deciding on what assets to be invested in. So there are different asset classes like equities, debt, real estate. There could be investment in businesses. There could be investment in metals like gold, silver, commodities. So all these are asset classes. And then deciding where to allocate which asset classes to choose. Then comes the portfolio selection. So once we have decided in which asset classes to invest, now the main thing is portfolio selection. So in particular asset class, which company would be better, which would be a valued company where we can see growth in certain time period. If we are investing in metal, which metal, like whether to go for gold, whether to go for silver, these all things need to be decided. So portfolio selection becomes important. How much amount to be invested, how much percent should be allocated in certain asset class. So generally it is said that when you are investing in metals, it should form a low investment portion of your whole portfolio. So about 5 to 10% of your portfolio would only go in the metal classes. Other major proportion will go in equities. So this is also should be decided in portfolio selection, how much percentage to allocate, and what all companies should be there in equity, what all schemes should be chosen. All these things form a part of portfolio selection. Then comes portfolio strategy formulation. So strategies, which strategies to follow, active, passive, and how to go about it. What could be the risk parameter in certain strategy to be implemented. So these all things considered over this stage. Then portfolio implementation, after all is decided which asset to invest in, which companies to select, and how to make a whole portfolio, what strategies to follow. Then portfolio is implemented, what is called execution. After that comes evaluation and review. So it becomes important that keeping in mind the investment objective, you keep on evaluating your portfolio, that whether you are on the track to achieve your investment objective or not. So evaluation and review becomes important. And at last is portfolio rebalancing. At any point of time, if you being a portfolio manager or an individual who is trying to manage his own portfolio, you need to keep in mind to keep a track of the portfolio. So anytime you feel like your investment objective cannot be achieved with this particular move, you need to rebalance your portfolio. So certain companies, certain stocks which are not performing well, you can keep them, you can make them go out of your portfolio, and then you can choose another stocks which you think have a better growth probability in the coming years. So that is called portfolio rebalancing. You can opt out for some of the stocks, and you can choose some other stocks to rebalance your whole portfolio and to go through your investment objective. So this is how the whole process goes on: investment objective, client profiling, estimation of market, asset allocation, selection of portfolio, strategy formulation, implementation, evaluation, and at last rebalancing. Now, who should opt for PMS, that is portfolio management service? So this is very clear that investors who intend to invest across different asset classes, so it may be bonds, stocks, mutual funds, metals, commodities, etc. But you have limited knowledge, about the whole investment market. So you should adopt for portfolio management service. Again, you should keep in mind that if you are having a good amount of money invested, So it forms a good amount of money if you have invested across different asset classes and you are unable to track. So in that case, you can go for portfolio management service. And if you are not having enough time to track your investment, you are busy in your jobs and career life. So in that case, also portfolio management service can be taken, where there would be expert portfolio managers who would be looking about your whole investments and would be trying to give you optimum return percentage. Okay, so this was all about portfolio management. I hope this video you found it useful. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you all.